You know, one of those times where you don't know what to wear, so you just throw something comfortable on? I'm never more comfortable than when I'm in the 40s. Okay, well, I hate those presentations where you go, oh, get on with it, I can read that myself. So what I'm going to tell you now is not on that presentation, but you can have a look at the presentation online at our website, and it will also be linked to the Facebook page for this. So, you know, Barry, or rather this evening, the previous gents have talked a lot about history. Now, Barry has been after a museum for over 100 years, nothing new there. In about 2009, Vale Heritage Centre Coalition was formed with view to putting in a bid trying to persuade people to build a museum. We then linked up with the, I can never say it, Porthcanon Arts people and put in a joint idea for a combined arts and heritage centre, which kind of pulls in with our previous conversation. In 2011, the Vale Heritage Centre Coalition failed to form a committee, so we cut back and we formed the Barry at War, which is our little group here. I'm just a spokesman. If we were a business, I'd be in the sales and marketing department. The actual brains are the gentlemen on this table here. Okay, you're experts in research throughout all of Barry and the Vale's wartime heritage sat at that table. I'm just the mouthpiece. So thanks very much for having me here. I'll tell you what we do. Barry at War, we should have been named Glamorgan at War. We founded, we've done, as you see from the presentation, we've done many little exhibitions. Some might have seen the Victoria Park ones. Some of you hopefully went down to Wartime Weekend last summer. Yeah, you enjoyed it? Beautiful. What's it all about? Why should we remember the war? Hey, we're sat in the memo, 1914, 1918, yeah? Could anybody here tell me anything about the names that we walked through downstairs? Lovely, thank you. I'm afraid I couldn't, but I will be able to by this time next year. A gentleman, Tony, what's the wartime ration for meat? Oh, yeah, well, 1 shilling and twopence. These are things, you know, that perhaps Barry people should know. For example, I asked you about rationing. Where would you have got your ration cards from? Anyone? Is that my team?
Ministry of Food.
You'd have got them in this building, in the memo. Up until 1943, when there was a mysterious fire in this building. Hey, you know, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but black market. Anybody park in the car park at the front? Yeah? Anybody in there? Yeah? Did you see the barrage balloon parked next to you? Ah, that's good. They took it down about 1945. So, this is where we are coming from. There's so much of this going on around us. But I don't, you can probably tell from the Devonshire accent, I don't come from Barry. I came here and I was blessed to see the little wartime display downstairs where I met the gentleman in the corner who educated me that in between 1942 to 1945, roughly 25% of Barry was an American serviceman. All the blokes were away at war. I mean, the girls were going, yeah, overpaid, over what was it? You know, what Barry at War is about is trying to educate people about their history. I haven't got a GSE, I haven't got a CSE, I certainly haven't got a degree in history. I know nothing, I've got no qualifications on history. But we got a passion for it, as you can see here. That passion has driven us to create the Glamorgan Wartime Heritage Centre at Barry Island Railway Station. I've asked many people for several years in positions of power around the town to help us get a museum. Hey, you know, if I had the money, I'd bought the pumping house, but I haven't. Then I asked Barry Tourist Railway, because we did the wartime weekend there, can we use this little room at the back here for a museum? I went, yeah, that sounds a good idea. I said, well, you do that, and we can do smaller events, and we can do exhibitions here. That sounds a good idea, which is, I think, what we're here about tonight. Now, a Cutting a long story short, we've had that building, what, gents, about a month? Yeah, about a month. In that time, we've had over 200 man-hours of volunteer input into that building, and we've had 200 visitors. I mean, that shows that people want this thing to happen. We are putting in for funding, and I'm convinced, he looks optimistically around, I'm convinced that there will be support for funding eventually, but it's happening. This is an idea where with no money, apart from what goes in that little jingly box on the table there, no hints meant, we've done it. We're open again on December the 16th, about 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock if my memory serves me. There we go. With a wartime Christmas. Now, that's all about various people thinking about what happened at war. We're all thinking Christmas presents and tinsel and turkey. But back in the day, you remember or might not remember, but you certainly heard of the 1914 truce, where they had the game of football on the trenches. I mean, that's a lovely story. In 1943, was it Glenn? 1943, the Christmas party? 1943, American troops, because all the kids were pretty much without fathers, because they were all away with the war. Rationing was in. American troops did a Christmas party for the kids. A brilliant little thing. I've been away serving in the forces in Christmas, and this Christmas we'll have forces serving in places that none of us would like to go to. And our wartime Christmas is all about trying to remember that whole package. So how can you help us? Visit. Come down and have a look. Hey, it's free, I'll even pay for you to get in. Tell people about us. If you enjoy it and you think, God, what have these guys only been here a month? Write to the papers in time. Yeah? We need volunteers, we need people with ideas. Yeah, we need money going in the jingly pot. But, it's ideas and support. You can support in many, many ways. So, really, that's us in a nutshell. I look forward to seeing somebody down there. I'll be the one in blue.